Hey, welcome back to the channel. I am really glad you're here, and here is not where you think it is. I'm not at home. I'm actually, well, I'm kind of at home. I'm at the old homestead, the place that we sold a couple years ago. And I came back with a tractor because they are looking to put like a little storage shed here on the property. And the idea is to dig out the topsoil, and then they're going to get a load of stone, and they'll do all that themselves apparently, just spread the stone. I said I could come back with the tractor and do that, but what I've been asked to do is to cut out a couple inches, probably 2 to 4 inches of the topsoil in the shape of the shed, and then they'll dump some stone in there and spread that out to give it a nice base. But let me show you what's going on. So in this area right here, you can see that Jeremy ran a string line, and he made it about a foot bigger than what the shed will be, or what the area is that we want to dig out. So I've got a string line there and another one here to give me that corner, and then a flag here in the background, or in the back corner. So I just need to dig out this area right here. If I can come along with the tractor and kind of hit close to that string, I should be good to go there. Now I brought a 2x4, like a 10-foot 2x4 in my 6-foot level, because I want to get an idea of how level the ground is to start with. It's not super critical because they're going to backfill this with crushed stone, but it's always deceiving when you look at the ground and you think it's relatively flat, and you find out it's further off than you think. So I just want to get an idea of what I have to start with and see where there might be some high spots, or maybe I need to cut out deeper in certain areas. So I put that there. I can see that I'm low in the front here. Raise it to about there. Yeah, it's about 2 to 3 inches lower in the front than in the back. So I'm gonna have to take, I guess, about 2 inches out of the front, 2 to 3, and then 3 to 6 in the back. All right, and just to get an idea of what I have down here, I'll look at this too. About the same. And then across the back here, that's pretty level. The ground's not bad here. So they picked a good spot to put a shed. So there's room between the fence and the end here. So I think if I bring the tractor in from this side and scoop here, but I should start over there because that's the highest part. So if I scoop in from here, let me think, is it better to start at the low end or the high end? Start at the low end and take my 2 inches off. Then, yeah, I think I should start at the low end and then work my way across, and however deep I have to go is how deep I have to go. And I don't really have to level this. Again, they're bringing in about 4 inches of stone. So if I go 2 inches here, even if I took 2 inches across the entire surface, they could make up the difference with the stones. But I want to just get it kind of right so that it's a nice level amount of stone for them. So I'm going to take 2 inches here, and then, probably 4 inches from back there. At any rate, I'm just going to start in this back corner and work my way in. Low gear, 4-wheel drive. thing I really need to do is get rid of this sod on top. If I can just peel off that layer of grass and roots, then I can really kind of attack the subsoil, so to speak. Hitting the root. It looks like I've done pretty well here, getting the basic shape. I've dug down a couple inches on the front side there. This has to go deeper, but it's looking really good there. Now I do have to hit it from the other side because this is where I was entering from, so it's kind of sloped down. So now I got to come in from this side to cut back that edge. But I think so far it's looking really good. It's really difficult in a relatively small area like this to get the ground flat. And the reason for that is because you've got an edge where you cut the soil out, and then when the tractor hops off that edge, the front of the bucket goes up or goes down. So in some cases, I think it's actually easier to level out a bigger area. So this is like 12 by 16, so the tractor itself is probably 12 feet long. So again, as it drives off the edge, it affects the front of that bucket. So you end up with high spots and low spots. But I figure using the back blade, the box blade, can kind of fill in some of those low spots. I don't like digging too deep because you're creating a soft spot in the soil that needs to be compacted, which I can do by driving over back and forth, but I'm trying to keep as much virgin soil as I can without going too deep. But I think by using this box blade, I can really get it relatively flat and level. I'd say overall, that doesn't look too bad. Relatively level. It's low in the middle there, but again, Jeremy's gonna have to do some handwork here with maybe cutting a little deeper if he wants to have the stones deeper in some areas. He's gonna be raking out the stones and filling in, but I think overall, this is a nice looking pad here. Once that's backfilled with stones, main thing is I got these corners cut out where it's gonna be deeper in the back to get that stone level. But yeah, I think that's going to be a great pad for a shed, a garden shed. What do you think, chicken? You happy with it? You seem to be. You know, I don't like to hawk products on this channel, and you know that about me. I don't like to talk about things unless I've tried it for myself or unless I really believe in it. Well, today I do want to talk to you about those Camel City Mill socks that you've been seeing all over the internet. I've actually been using them for the past year, and I really haven't talked about it because I wanted to try them out for myself to see if the claims are true. Camel City Mill socks are made right here in the USA from merino wool, which is the most comfortable, durable, breathable fabric that you can put on your feet. And I can tell you that they are comfortable all day long. They don't fall down. They keep your feet cool in the summertime. They keep your feet warm in the wintertime. I don't know how that works. It must be the magic of merino wool or something. But anyway, if you want to check them out, you can go to the Camel City Mill website and use code MCG at checkout for a 10% discount. And if you do that, you are helping the channel because they're a sponsor of the channel, but you're also helping a US company and you're helping yourself because you get a nice discount. So code MCG at checkout, Camel City Mill website. There's my little commercial about Camel City Mill. Let's get back to the project. And again, it's deceiving how much soil came out of there. I mean, there's a pretty good pile here. Of course, the chickens are looking for any worms or bugs or grubs, so they're happy with that pile. But that's a good pile of dirt. Nice topsoil, so I'm glad we were able to scrape that back and salvage that. They can use that around the house. And yeah, that's really an impressive pile. Well, I am quite pleased with these results. I haven't done this kind of work too much with the tractor. There are people out there that have better equipment for this than me, that have greater skills than me, but with a little bit of time, we got it. So if you have a property and a tractor, you can do these kind of things. And all it takes is a little bit of patience and not being afraid to mess up, and eventually you'll get it. It may not be as perfect, again, as somebody with an excavator and all the right tools and all the experience, but when you're doing little projects for yourself or for a friend or a neighbor, you can do this too. So thanks for watching today. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel on YouTube or followed on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, I invite you to join me. Thanks for being here, and as always, I look forward to seeing you next time.